The objective is that a proper and honest money system gives more people access to all the resources, and it would provide the facility for businesses to trade with interest-free money. Having an alternative currency available to all the people that wasn't controlled by the banking cartels would be massively beneficial to the whole country. Our economy would boom. So the question is, what does the Lawful Bank, how does it implement that? So it does it in several stages. The first stage is it actually exchanged directly pound sterling for its currency, and the Lawful Bank currency is called sovereignties. People would use sovereignties to exchange their business. That's the first principle. The second thing is, alongside that, we would issue sovereignties that were not backed by pound sterling. Once you sign up to the Lawful Bank, we would expect you to accept as payment for goods 90% in sterling and 10% in sovereignties. That immediately gives real value to our sovereignties. And the process would be that we would move towards 80% sterling, 20% sovereignties, 70, 30, 60, 40, and so on and so forth, till eventually our communities were spending entirely sovereignties which were backed by the community itself. So one day in the future, I imagine a scenario that you will go to the bar, and rather than put £20 sterling on the bar and order your drinks, you will put 20 sovereignties on the bar and order your drinks. And at that point, what happens is the value of money, the value of all money, transfers from sterling to sovereignties. So it's a transfer of wealth from the bankers to the people, and that's what the Lawful Bank does. The infrastructure of the banking, we would start with a digital bank with digital money, which means that we will create sovereignties in a digital bank account, and that will allow you to trade between one Lawful Bank account holder and another Lawful Bank account holder. The Lawful Bank would say, okay, well, we can use the same mechanics as the ordinary banking system. Let me explain the way the normal banking system works. If you go to your local bank and you deposit £100, the bank on the back of that will create £1,000 worth of new liquidity, new money, digital money. It will lend that out to businesses at an interest rate of 5 or 10%, and it earns money on £1,000. Despite the fact you've only put £100 in, the banks themselves have managed, through the fractional reserve mechanism, have managed to lend out £1,000. What they're not telling people is we're using your £100 to create £1,000 and lending £1,000 at 5 or 10% earning. You know, the Lawful Bank will offer exactly that same facility. If you convert £100 sterling into 100 sovereignties, and you deposit those £100 sovereignties in the Lawful Bank will create 1,000 sovereignties of new liquidity, which becomes yours. It doesn't become the bank's, right? It's through your facility that you've created £1,000. You can then spend that £1,000 into circulation in the community. Right? So you get the benefit. Now that's designed to encourage people to convert sterling into sovereignties, to deposit sovereignties in the Lawful Bank, and that new money creates new wealth. If you withdraw £100 from their bank account, their system contracts by £1,000. That's the basic principle that they have adopted. So if you imagine that £1,000 contraction in their system equals 1,000 sovereignties expansion in our system, it means that our system expands at the expense of their system. So where their wealth is owned by the bankers, the banking cartel, and our wealth is owned by the people, the transfer of money from their system to our system equates to the transfer of wealth from the bankers to the people. That's what the Lawful Bank does.